Hey there! In this video, we're going to learn how to find the second derivative. And the notation looks gross, whew, but it's not that bad. Finding the second derivative is very simple. You take the first derivative and then take the derivative of that. That's it. As to why we need second derivatives, that will become more clear as we go deeper into calculus. For now, we're just learning how to find it. So this notation, as gross as it is, I'll go over it at the end of the video, why it makes sense. It means find the second derivative of y with respect to x. So to do that, we take the first derivative, which would be dy dx. Well, that's 4 times negative 7 is negative 28, x to the 4 minus 1, which would be to the third, power rule. The derivative of 3x is just 3. And the derivative of a constant, which is minus 9, is 0. So we've got our first derivative. To take the derivative of this would get us to the second derivative. So I'm taking d by dx of dy dx. Essentially taking the derivative of the derivative. So we look at this and you take another derivative. Well, that would be negative 28 times 3, normal old power rule, x to the second, subtracting 1 from that, and then you have a constant. The derivative of that constant, which is 3, is 0. So we simplify this down, negative 28 times 3 is negative 84x squared, and that is your second derivative. That's it. Again, more on why this notation makes sense in a little bit. So the second derivative, take the derivative twice. Here, we've got slightly different notation. If you were to see f with what looks like basically your quotation marks, means f double prime, or the second derivative of f with respect to x. How do we get there? We take a first derivative, and then we take a derivative of that thing. So the first derivative is the derivative of this function. Now I'm going to rewrite that function before we even get going. So I'm going to rewrite that as negative 6 sine x. And I don't like that 2 in the denominator, nor do I like that radical. It's radical, dude. Oh man, those jokes. They're bad, right? I try, but not hard enough, I guess. X to the 1/3 is the cube root of x. So we'll keep rolling from there. Let's take a derivative of this. This is f of x, just rewritten. So the derivative of negative 6 sine x is negative 6 times the derivative of sine of x, which is cosine of x. And now we'll deal with this. The derivative of 1/2 x to the 1/3, it's normal power rule. That's plus 1/2 times 1/3 comes out the front. X to the 1/3 minus 1, which is to the negative 2/3. Now, before you go and rewrite this and bring the negative exponent downstairs in the denominator, think for a second. Do I want to do that? What's my goal? I need to take a derivative of this again. So if you brought this downstairs in the denominator, made it a positive exponent, you just have to undo it anyway and rewrite that. So keep this like this. We'll simplify it a little bit. Get minus 6 cosine x plus 1/6 x to the negative 2/3. And now the magic happens where if we want the second derivative, we take the derivative of this. So that would be f double prime of x. The derivative of cosine of x, negative 6 is chilling out. Derivative of cosine is negative sine of x. Plus the 1/6 is hanging out, as a coefficient does. We'd get negative 2/3, power rule, times x to the negative 5/3. We've subtracted 1 from negative 2/3. Minus 1 is negative 5/3. And let's just clean it up. Negative 6 times negative 1 is 6 sine x. Careful here with your multiplying. Negative 2/3 times 1/6. The 2 and the 6 cancel to give us negative 1 and 3, right? So that's negative 1 and that's 3. So that's negative 1 minus 1 all over 3 times 3 is 9, x to the negative 5/3. Now I'm okay leaving the answer like that, but some teachers will want you to rewrite this like this. Minus 1 over 9's in the denominator, x to the 5/3. And yet other teachers might want you to rewrite that as 9, cube root of x to the 5th. And that's just annoying, but you could if you needed to. That's it. This is your second derivative of that. So why does the notation of d2y dx squared make sense? You don't have to listen to this part, by the way. We've gone over how to take the second derivative. You find the derivative of the derivative. Now, the notation here makes sense. It's f with 2 tick marks, f double prime. But here, what's the deal with that? Well, this is called Leibniz notation, right? L-E-I-B-N-I-Z. Dude by the name of Leibniz came up with calculus. He's one of the two people. Newton also came up with it. concurrently, believe it or not. Some people believe Newton was the original inventor, others Leibniz. I digress. I believe they both came up with it independently. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, so this is Leibniz notation. Looking at it, if you were to multiply d times d, you'd get d squared with a y, and dx times dx is dx squared. That's not what this means, but that's where the notation comes from. All right, enough with that detour. Second derivative, not hard to do. It's like more derivative practice. Derivative of the derivative. Nice.